for everybody who understands like what we're doing. So we're not speaking into the listening of like, hey guys, like pay attention and like do this stuff. And we are in the process of creating that. What I'm also speaking into though is this reality that the speed at which we are innovating and accelerating in how we are executing, the reality that all business is built on relationship, one, that all relationship is created from shared experience, two, and three, how do you optimally create those shared experiences in the most efficient use of money, time, and energy, like the cheapest utilization of money, time, and energy, that we are innovating at such a rate of speed that my greatest fear is that people are being left behind. That people are being left behind. That somebody who was an Unblinded 6 months ago that thinks they understand what a shared experience is and how to optimize the real raw is literally fighting with muskets and bayonets barefoot in the snow, and we're fighting in spaceships with lightning fast warp technology, with nuclear power and beyond. And because the context is changing so rapidly, and our human ego brings us to a place of I know, that we're leaving well-intentioned, hardworking, amazing people behind. Behind in the creation of sales meetings, behind in the fact that that amazing woman, Carolina, who was on yesterday, who's created Divorce Dynasty, is a partner in a major law firm in the state of New Jersey, was just normal to be on the Real Raw now with 5 other amazing people who you'll hear from in a second. And here's the craziest part. Here's the craziest part for all of those that are like, I know, but it's really hard to get people on the Real Raw. They don't really want to come on. You're wrong. You're unskilled. You're not paying attention, and you're wrong. And if you want to keep suffering in your desire to achieve your dreams, stay in your knowingness. Even if you make a lot of money because you're here because you want more. And here's the drop the mic moment. Adam Gugino, who put those 5 people on there yesterday? How did it happen?
Yeah, drop the mic. We call it association mining, and going into the leaders of association.
Association mining. But okay,
Yes.
I get it. So yeah, just call associations and like, okay, I got it. Good. And here's the point. Explain, Adam, as you set this context, how much things have innovated in the last 30 days under your leadership and mine and Fernando's, what the daily speed of innovation is over the last month, and how much you, Adam Gugino, Mr. $750 million, you did not understand and know what you didn't know. If you were talking to Adam from 60 days ago, from Adam from 6 months ago, with all your brilliance, your wisdom, and knowledge, how much would you laugh at what that Adam thought he knew but didn't compared to Adam today? Because that's what happens for humans who don't understand innovation and how to reset context. Jack Tavares does, because he understands what the word context means. And if we don't understand what the word context means, and it's not conditioned into our being, we can't keep up in our mind with innovating how we go about our time blocking. So Adam Gugino, like if the Adam of 6 months ago, better yet, the Adam of 3 months ago said to you, no, I know, I get it, and said it to you, what would you say to that Adam first? And then how did these people get there? Go ahead.
The proverbial punch in the face, and I would be hysterically laughing at that human. If you were anywhere near me after I got off an alignment call today, and I know Andres was, and a couple others were as well, you would know that my energy, my emotion was uncontainable. I was laughing. I was in tears. I was overjoyed by the individual that I spoke to. That, back to your point, how they got on the Real Raw the day before was through innovation of gathering and acquiring phone numbers of individuals in particular associations, smaller in smaller verticals. I mean, as well as geographically targeted, and being made by phone calls being made by a 21-year-old, incredible,
Wait,
hardworking individual.
Adam,
Yes.
you're telling me that a 21-year-old is calling lawyers at major law firms, people that, like the people that these folks are going to hear from in a second. You're telling me a 21-year-old did that? That, I mean, that person, what?
Two out of the five that are on came from that same 21-year-old. And I cannot describe to you how aligned and how accurate the person and the people were from yesterday and today of what you've been describing as our ideal avatar client, someone who needs us, and the attorney that is the age, with the heart-centered growth mindset. I mean, yes, the answer is 21-year-old Alex. Two of the five, and then one, Sean, was a referral that Jay Sipple acquired after an alignment call of somebody who was also on.
We've innovated asking for referrals. We've innovated on who the avatar is, what their age range is, what their organizational context is. We've innovated on, so we like that's who our ideal avatar is, like down to that specificity.
And wait, one more.
Yeah.
Keep going, but one more for this, and you could continue. The one person that Alex got on yesterday on an alignment call, which happened within the same day he was on, gave three referrals, his wife and his two kids, which are both lawyers.
On the same day.
Same day he was on, correct.
He wasn't enthusiastic about coming on. He came on. You'll hear from him in a second. And then there's an alignment call took place later the same day. And then 3 referrals were given.
Correct. And he's scheduled for a strategy session on Monday. He will be in this program to tell this story. There's no question.
Yeah. And we innovated where I send personal thank you messages acknowledging each person right after the Real Raw as well now. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And they loved it from Gina's feedback.
And so when you hear the amazing Craig Klingman come on and go, I got 70 people on the Real Raw, and then like what happens from there, this is in service of make every lever. How do we maximize the number of people come on all the way through the continuum? And what I am hyper present to is that the choice to be made is, are you committed to mastery or are you a dabbler? Are you committed to mastery or are you a dabbler? Because whatever mechanism of shared experience you attempt to create, it will not be better than this. And for all of those that are brilliant, wise tinkerers, they're going to be like, I want to go beat that. Okay. Well, come back in 3 years so your ego can tell you beat it, and maybe you will. But what could you create during this time frame? And we had somebody, and why some of this is not negative. It's I literally, when I talk to people one-on-one, I could feel how far behind they are. And people are like, yeah, I haven't been on the calls lately. I've been, I was working on this. Like, okay, I'm not judging you, but I'm telling you, you're getting lost fast because we are what we claim to be. And I had somebody, and there's no ego in this, like say, oh, I think that the only reason that like what Unblinded really wants to do is they want to get a list of blank profession from me. And like in my heart, I'm not offended. I'm laughing at them. Not out of ego. Out of like, are you ridiculous? Are you paying attention to anything that's happening? One, why would I even care if you gave us a list of people? Because we could create any list of people we want. We don't need anybody to list source. We don't need anybody to run a real raw. That was helpful maybe 3 months ago. We don't need it. We're doing this because we love you and want to deliver. If nobody ever runs a real raw for themselves ever again, we become a $1 billion company, just building our own. We no longer need anything. We are independent of any need of anybody to do anything for us, period. Like, let that land so we can reframe our context. That we are here because I am a loving, caretaking, if not like codependent pulled, and all the people who love me, you're gonna yell at me and saying, don't put that context out there anymore, but like it's there. I don't want anybody left behind. And I'm the guy that keeps the guy on my club baseball team who is struggling and had a team that said no cuts. And once we picked our original team, I was going to keep everybody there unless they created division, unless they didn't hustle, and unless they decreased the energy. But if they wanted to be there, they would be there. And so what I'm saying is, like, I love you, and I'm speaking to the people who've been here for 6 months. And I'm speaking to the people who've been here for 1 month. If you're brand new, like, do not listen to anybody who is going to attempt to explain it to you. Be here and ask the questions in your coaching calls. Because nobody has any understanding of the context of where things are that you could possibly talk to, who is not on the phone every day at 5:30 in the morning, at 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning, and then here every day. It's impossible. I just said that to my business partners. I just said to Michael Smykin and Fred Pinto right before this call, said, you are playing with muskets right now, and I love you, and you're amazing. But every time the two of you talk with the best of intentions, without being connected to the 7 a.m. call and the 5:30 a.m. call, you can't possibly be keeping up, especially if you're not in the huddles. It's impossible. You're literally driving buggies pulled by horses, thinking that is the state of travel. And we are now flying in airplanes. And you're thinking of how do we build this the fastest, creating trade routes for buggies. That's what is present. Let's roll the clips on the people from yesterday.
Well, he's the head of risk and surveillance at NASDAQ. Within 1.5 years, he managed to turn the team and product around, signing 5-year deals with the largest client and received a CEO Platinum Award. Welcome, Zephyr Irindus.
Thank you.
Irindus.
Zephyr, is that right, Zephyr?
That's right. Yeah, it's like pepper. It's like salt and pepper come together. I appreciate it, Sean. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. I mean, beautiful people. And also, after seeing what you did, Sean, also, it left me thinking far more than exactly what I wanted to do, is to step away from this being challenged and thinking. And I'm certainly going to leave this thinking. And I got to tell you, whatever you lack in sight, you definitely make up for it for insight. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Walter Kirkland hails from Mount Vernon and earned a full athletic scholarship to Rutgers University and was a 4-year All-American track and field athlete. Recently inducted into the Rutgers University Hall of Fame in 2019. He has worked in several high-profile marketing and public relations roles and is also the host of a weekly community TV show called Kirkland's Corner. Welcome, Walter Kirkland.
Oh, it was amazing. I hope I can come back. I really enjoy this exchange and meeting cool people and business and making money. And I love it. Thank you for letting me be one of the judges.
Tell you a little bit about Philip. Welcome, Philip. He's an attorney of 35 years practicing family, criminal, and elder law in New York City. Former Queens prosecutor, Sean. And he, married to 2 adult children, not lawyers. And he loves reading, sports, and travel. Welcome, Philip.
I would say, it turned out to be something that was fun. There wasn't trick questions. There was great people who were in both roles as judges and as contestants. And Sean, you just blew me away.
Financial advisor here in New Jersey, founder of Asset and Income Management, previously served as CEO and president of Couch Brunsdorf Financial Group, and he was the recipient of the prestigious 2012 and 2019 New Jersey 5-Star Wealth Managers Award. Welcome, Stephen Leitzel.
This is a very impressive group of people. And I couldn't help but think when you were restating Carolina's presentation, the thought that went through my mind was that, say when you lose your sight, your hearing gets better, lenses get better, whatever. You have some incredible listening skills, my friend, to be able to repackage in what she said in such a concise way. I was like blown away. It's just a really impressive group of people, very humbling.
Yeah. How is your real raw going? That's how mine's going. How is your real raw going? That's how ours is going. And that wasn't set from the last 3 months. That was just another day at the office yesterday. Dave Meltzer was on Monday night on our speaking platform. Where's yours? And on Monday night, Dave Meltzer said he was blown away. And I'm going to appear at Instagram Live, on his podcast, and more importantly, we're going to co-create magic. And his text messages are, I can't wait to partner and be in business for life. That's just this week. There's no ego. This is a disruptive coach moment to say, if you're not doing what we're saying, what are you doing? If you're not dialed in and understanding what's happening here, ask for help. At any level, fake confusion includes not keeping up with the speed of innovation. So this is no longer like fake confusion like real world works or not. This is an understanding of what's at stake for you, because there's a moment for everybody when our significance funny bone gets tweaked. And I am leaning into it just a little bit. And it causes us to try to come up with a reason to not do the thing. Like, I can't, and maybe it's I can't win anyway. Maybe it's I'm not good enough at the core. Maybe it's I don't have that skill set. I can't create that. I don't have a team of people around me. Whatever that is, there's solutions for every one of those. Solutions for every one of those. Every single one. What is not going to solve it is a funnel. You're not going to get the clients that you want, the optimal avatars. Run a funnel. What is not going to get is not having a team of humans to talk to humans. It's not going to solve for it. What is going to solve for it is figuring out how to assemble an amazing team of humans and or for us to partner together to do whatever the things are. And I'm delivering this of like disruptive speed of truth, speed of truth, speed of truth. Because if all we do here is come and say, hey, everything's great, what's happening, we have fun, we laugh. Like, I want to have fun and laugh. I love everybody here. And this is how Coach Slazak spoke to me, Coach Ennis, when I was winning. So even if you're winning right now here, like there is more. And so this is a call to action to like enliven your listening. And when you hear the word real raw, disruption, that what it is the penultimate way. I don't care if you heard this 1,000 times. I had college players on my team that came in that became great friends of mine who would not lift weights. And I'm like, why aren't you lifting? Like, I just want to stay flexible. And, like that was a time when people like literally like still had some questions about weightlifting and baseball. And he'd be like, dude, I'm 175 pounds and you see me hit balls 425 feet. Like I couldn't do that if I didn't lift weights. Like the exit velocity of the ball off your bat is faster when you are stronger and looser. Look at Mark McGwire, because that's who was playing at that time. And we had met Mark McGwire and Jose Canseco, yes, doing steroids. Story for a different day, but still lifting weights. Ricky Henderson, Dave Henderson, the Bash brothers with Oakland A's, we played at their spring training facility. And I was like, look at these people. They're gigantic. Why wouldn't you model that? I said the word model. Why wouldn't you do what they're doing? That's what I was saying before I knew the word modeling. And the answer was, Ego, fear. I'll do it my way. Watch this. I could do it my way. I'll show everybody I'm a big boy. I'm a big girl. I got it my way. I'm not going to do what you're telling me, coach or Sean, like our head coach, like saying to lift. And these players eventually wouldn't start, or they had a fraction of the career that they could have had because they didn't engage in the micro distinctions and some of the macro distinctions to change their life. If you want to grow your business and you're not running real raws, you're objectively missing an extraordinary opportunity. Even if you work with Fortune 500 companies. If you want to grow and scale your business faster, you are objectively missing extraordinary opportunities. And I'm just telling you the truth now, so that in 3 and 6 months, when we have, I'm showing you the videos of the celebrity athletes, and I'm showing you the videos of the CEOs of major corporations. And yeah, when you see Warren Buffett's ass sitting on a real raw, I'm going to say, I fucking told you so. And I want that to land so it's disruptive. And I will say, I told you so. Because I want other people, not so I can harm you, because I don't like saying people, I told you so. So other people cannot make the same mistake. AG, you definitely did not know we were going to go, this is like not 5 wide. This is taking the football and saying, the fullback's getting the ball. You can't stop him. Here you go. We're running right down the middle of the field, gaining 5 yards on every carry, heading towards the end zone, right? I know you weren't like ready for that, but in loving truth, like a coach would speak to a team. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me what's there for you.
You could have told me I told you so multiple. Actually, I tell myself you told me so multiple times. And when you talk about Warren Buffett, great. I'm excited. That sounds cool. But Daniel from yesterday, that Alex got onto the Real Raw.
By the way, I would put Warren Buffett. I will put on the Real Raw or an equivalent, right? Because like I can't promise that person will say yes, and I will do it just to show that you can create influence over influencers at every level through hierarchical primacy of the superpower of influence as you acquire it, or partner with people who have it. Wink, wink, wink. Because then you can have it. And so write that down. 90 days, we will put that or an equivalent. Actually, you know what? I'll go 150 days, 5 months. 150 days, that bet is in place. And if I don't achieve it, $100,000 in charity to your name, to any charity you want, versus a $10,000 bet on your part, it doesn't happen. So $10,000 from you to the AFB or $100K from me to your charity. If that doesn't happen in 5 months, put it in the chat if you want to take the bet. And if you don't want to take the bet, then don't ever, ever, ever delete, dilute, and distort again. That's our agreement. Integris confront. AJ, go ahead.
John, yeah, no, I just want to say this because I got Jay Sipple on the phone who called Alex, and I declared that this was my most proudest, most proud moment since starting Unblinded, having Alex have Daniel on yesterday's Real Raw. And that is unequivocally a fact. More than anything I've done, no offense, Fernando, more than anything Fernando has done, Fernando's nephew, Alex, bringing him on was my proudest and most excited moment.
Yeah.
And Sean and Adam, for Carolina that came on yesterday, she was so blown away. Afterwards, she texts me, her best friend has to come on, who's like the head of the Polish American Chamber of Commerce or something of that nature, as well as she has to come back on again. And she's a 10-figure earner. Carolina is like she was so floored by that.
What is she? Jason, say it again.
She is a 10-figure earner. She makes 10 figures a year.
And yeah, and just another note as well.
Just to show the power of the Real Raw. Just the hierarchical primacy you talked about this morning, just to show people that people want to be on the show. They're floored by it.
I just want to make sure, because I think maybe saying she makes 8 figures probably, right, Jason? Like more than 10 million a year. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's more than 10 million a year.
Yeah, 8-figure earner. Yeah, just to because somebody's listening going, wait, she's a billion? She makes a billion?
No, sorry.
Yeah, yeah, 8-figure earner. So go ahead, Adrian.
Yeah, no, and on the call, the alignment call, when I was speaking to the attorney Daniel yesterday as well, and in in step number 2 of influence mastery, when I was going into step number 2, reframing his aspirations and some of the pain and his challenges, he said, wow, oh my God, you guys, like, this is crazy. This is what Sean did yesterday. This is like insane that you have the ability. I said, no. I said, it is simply an advanced science. And through deep practice, we've been able to develop this skill, and it's something that you can do too. And that was the moment.
So ready, write it down. And tonight, Thursday night call, be there. Tonight's Thursday night call, be there. We're going to talk about, and please, let's make sure we capture, because by the way, you're like, oh, what do you make it up on the fly? You're damn right I do. But not on the fly, because this is how I innovate everything. I want to make sure I'm speaking into the most important listening that I'm receiving every day from every group training, everything that I'm doing, every individual one-on-one call, like all of it contextualized, right? So one, we're going to talk about context, because fundamentally we don't have, I think we need a higher level of mastery on context by far. One, context. We're going to also have contrast in there and context on a micro and macro level. Two, we're going to talk about the entire sequencing of steps of everything that you should be doing, a checklist. We're going to create a checklist for you to make sure you have it. You will not have the checklist tonight. We'll orally create it. Soon you will have the whole thing, but you need to understand its importance and value so you do not lose things in the equation. So we're going to create a hierarchical checklist of what you do in creating a shared experience and how that shared experience flows into speaking and sales meetings, how all of this works, all of it. So you too can have rocketing upward. Adam, where are we roughly on strategy sessions a day that we're running today, on average in the month of February, and where will we be in March? What are those numbers, do you think, brother?
15 to 20, 20 to 30 in March, $1 million March. We will be, achieving this through internal real raw opens, unblinded real raw opens, and real raw in and of itself.
We are having some of the most powerful people of influence in the world call us and say, how do we partner? That happened in the last 24 hours. Right? It's time. Like, what do we do? Like, that's happening. And don't think you know who that is, by the way. Okay. So it is here. None of that is about us. It's about you. Because every bit of that is here for you. And if you're like, dude, I just want to make $500,000 a year. I just want to get a beach house. This is how to do it. Right? That's it. It's that simple. If it's not happening, there's something that's leaking. Let's close the leak. When we say go to Clubhouse, right? I would reframe for a month your life to be on Clubhouse every day from 9 to 9:30. And if you think that's for me, then at least please put in the chat and come debate me here online and say it, so you don't stay away from it out of your own misunderstanding, or you don't have anybody else stay away from it because you're trying to pull them towards something that's for you. That you're trying to pull them towards something for you that is not in service of them. That's out of integrity. Me telling you to go to Clubhouse now at 9 o'clock is in integrity. To put ecosystem merging together, as long as your schedule gets reframed around that with your ecosystem partners, is in integrity. You telling somebody not to, debate me here, and I'll make you bet I win by a lot. Because I will expose, one, the absence of ecosystem merging knowledge and wisdom you possess. Two, the absence of actualization that is missing in your world. And three, why this will work. The only people who could arguably debate that are people who are already business owners, right? Business owners already who are using 9 to 9:30, like Jack Tavares, if he's using 9 to 9:30 with his giant Fortune 500 corporate clients and running his own thing, mastermind with them at 9 to 9:30. Yes, then I would argue if you have the skill set to execute that, that would be a better use of 9 to 9:30. But until your skill set is at a 9.9, you're better leveraging mine from 9 to 9:30 to grow yours. Guaranteed.
That was it. That was drop the mic right there.
Say it, Adam.
That was drop the mic right there. I'm leveraging your skill set, Sean. I mean, it'd be ridiculous not to.
Yeah. So what do you mean by leveraging my skill set? And we're going to jump.
I'm knowing the outcome that I desire, and I'm putting you in front of those people that are going to be able to, of course, ones you can support and in support of the mission. And obviously, why would I not bring them to hear you speak everywhere you are?
And if your ego is tweaked, it means it's too big. And you got to subjugate it. Because when Coach Ennis, Coach Slazak spoke to the top players in Emerson athletic history with this degree of love and directness, it was received and accelerated, and other people went home and cried to their parents and quit. So are you committed to mastery and growth? And is your ego truly subjugated? And are you ready for heart-centered math and acceleration? Because we are stepping into a new world of acceleration. It is here. We have been everything we've said and worked our asses off to innovate continuously at extraordinary personal sacrifice.
Integra scarcity, Sean, it's not going to be around forever as well. You're not going to be able to do this, and we consistently.
People say that and they're full of shit, so it doesn't sound like it's real. We're already selling the program differently today. I will not be working with anybody one-on-one 7 months from now. I'll make you bet on that too. And I want to partner with you. We want to partner with you. We want to grow the world together. If you're like, we're here. What are you saying? We're here. Here means, I'm saying that to Michael Smikin. I'm saying that to Fred Pinto. I'm saying that to Rob Gill, who I love, and they're there. But it's the implementation. They're like, yes, we're listening. It's the implementation I'm speaking into. Don't tell me that you're lifting if you're not lifting 853, 358 stacking, 5 pounds more every time. Then you're not listening. Being in the weight room isn't the answer only. It's what you're doing, the micro innovations to make sure you get stronger. And then coupling with it with 100 swings off the tee, with taking BP against the machine, moving up 6 inches every time. Once you achieve 8 line drives, 6 inches moved up to increase back speed. You go, what are you talking about? All the micro innovations that say you're in and following the program. Because following the program 2 months ago is not following the program today. It's a whole new world. This is a reframe of like innovation is here. We have dropped in with plutonium. And are you ready to recalibrate? You're not shooting muskets anymore. You're using lightsabers, right? You're using blasters. No more muskets. Love you. Let's go. And let's take it out with the Star Wars theme with that little fun Star Wars reference, Chaz. We'll see you on Clubhouse.